An ENT practice can maintain excellent clinical outcomes, keep schedules completely full, and still end the quarter with revenue that doesn't reflect the work. This discrepancy between clinical output and actual collected income is known as revenue leakage. In otolaryngology, the scale of this gap is severe. Data from the American Academy of Otolaryngology shows that ENT practices lose up to 15% of their potential revenue every single year due to coding errors, missed modifiers, and denied claims. For a practice collecting $1.5 million annually, a 15% leakage rate translates to $225,000 in earned revenue walking out the door. This loss occurs quietly. Standard medical billing software does not trigger alerts or flag accounts when claims are systematically underbilled. A billing system with an empty error queue is frequently mistaken for a healthy revenue cycle, when in reality it masks systemic undercollection. Practice owners naturally assume that denied claims represent their largest source of lost revenue. The data tells a different story. According to an analysis by Cloud RCM, only 12% of otolaryngology claims are denied on their first submission. This illustrates the remaining 88%. The most damaging losses are undercoded claims. A complete file is submitted, a generalist strips out specific billable components, and the payer processes this partial file. Stamped accepted, it pays out at a drastically lower tier. These accepted claims clear the accounts receivable queue perfectly. They create a false positive on weekly reports, showing high collection rates on the billed amounts. Generalist billing teams, lacking deep otolaryngology expertise, rely on acceptance rates as their primary metric for success. They mistake accepted claims for accurate claims. Functional endoscopic sinus surgery exposes the exact point where standard billing logic fails in ENT. The baseline coding rule for FESS is straightforward. The procedure requires a primary CPT code for the first sinus operated on. This visualization shows the coding structure for a multi-sinus procedure. Every additional sinus treated during that exact same session requires a separate, specific add-on code to capture the full scope of the surgery. Billers without otolaryngology-specific training routinely fail to stack these additional codes on the claim. The payer receives the claim, reimburses the primary sinus, and closes the file. The secondary sinus procedures are effectively performed for free. Multi-sinus FESS undercoding is a direct consequence of applying general medical billing practices to a highly specialized surgical environment. Modifiers act as the structural framework of specialty billing. They are the only mechanism that prevents distinct same-day procedures from being improperly bundled by the payer. Take modifier 25. This code protects significant, separately identifiable evaluation and management visits performed on the exact same day as an office procedure. Look at this sequence. When a generalist biller forgets to append modifier 25 to the EM code during a same-day encounter, the payer's system automatically bundles the visit. The EM visit is absorbed directly into the procedure block and yields zero separate reimbursement. This specific error pattern repeats across a massive percentage of same-day encounters in generalist-run practices, routinely causing 6 figures in unrecoverable revenue loss over a single year. The problem extends to the surgical suite. Ear procedures like tympanostomy, myringotomy, and tube placement are frequently performed bilaterally. This requires systematic tracking and application of modifier 50. When an untrained biller misses modifier 50, the payer processes the bilateral surgery at the single-side rate. The practice receives exactly half of the earned reimbursement. Similarly, billers lacking clinical chart comprehension frequently miscode surgical nasal endoscopies, defaulting them to the lower-paying diagnostic tier. These modifier errors reflect a structural gap where generalists apply standard billing logic to a highly specialized field, leaving earned revenue on the table. Practice owners are often reluctant to invest in specialized external billing because they already pay salaries for an in-house team. Medical Group Management Association data places the median base salary for an in-house medical biller at approximately $56,000. This chart breaks down the true cost of an in-house medical biller. The $56,000 base salary is only the starting point. By adding in benefits, payroll taxes, paid leave, software licensing, and annual training, the financial commitment scales rapidly. The final loaded cost per full-time employee reaches $70,000 to $85,000 annually. For a small practice, maintaining a basic billing department, a biller, a coder, and AR follow-up support total compensation costs rapidly exceed $150,000 to $200,000 per year. That figure excludes the hidden operational costs. Practices endure a constant cycle of hiring and training new staff, only to lose them to larger organizations right as they finally master complex sinus surgery rules. Simultaneously, commercial payers have expanded prior authorization requirements. Generalist front desk staff are rarely equipped to navigate these new walls, struggling to track failed conservative treatments and strict imaging thresholds before surgery. Practices are trapped paying premium overhead costs for an in-house system that is structurally incapable of capturing the revenue they actually earn. The industry is actively shifting away from generalist business process outsourcing. Smart practices are moving toward dedicated, specialty-trained outsourcing models. This model relies exclusively on AAPC or AIM credentialed specialists who have completed otolaryngology-specific training. The critical operational difference is integration. The remote team works entirely inside the practice's existing EMR software, completely eliminating external data silos. Operating inside the EMR ensures the specialized team follows the exact protocols of the practice, maintaining the same daily accountability and workflow visibility as an internal employee. This human expertise is augmented by a dedicated layer of AI-driven decision support tools. The AI layer audits clinical documentation in real time. It automatically flags missing modifiers, catches incomplete CPT stacking, and identifies prior authorization gaps before the claim is ever submitted to the payer. Integrating human specialty training with AI auditing establishes a proactive revenue cycle, capturing accurate reimbursement on the first submission. This chart compares the $75,000 cost of an in-house employee against the Staffingly model. Staffingly delivers EMR-integrated ENT billing for $399 weekly, just over $20,000 annually. At volume pricing, that drops to $349 weekly, saving over $50,000 per position every year while increasing coding quality. The transition is rapid. A secure EMR connection is established within 48 hours, and the new team goes live within 14 days. Compliance is built into the framework through SOC 2 Type 2 data security protocols. Practice owners maintain total control through weekly KPI dashboards that provide full visibility into accounts receivable aging and claim throughput. The results are verified in the data. Practices transitioning to specialist billing average a 26 to 31% revenue increase within 90 days. Staffingly offers a 14-day risk-free pilot with no long-term contracts. Practice owners can test the workflow, verify the accuracy, and see the financial impact directly. A generalist billing system often costs an ENT practice more in uncaptured revenue than the total investment in a specialty team.